Another massive bill you have to pass to know what's in it. Bunnies are under fire, and firearm videos make strange bedfellows with scandalous websites. All of that today and more on The Rebel Buzz. On the heels of yet another busy news week with a revolving door of staff hiring and firing and resigning, Republicans in Congress have delivered to the American people an omnibus spending bill that stacks up to my knees. I love how conservatives are the most conservative when they're not in power. They bark and whine over spending and debt and deficit, and we all join them in their thumb-sucking fetal positions until they are in power and we see that they are all just the same, seeking the same universal political goal, spending money like they just won the lottery, and forgetting that we the people voted them into office to cut spending. Now, I am an equal opportunity criticizer, and this spending bill is not resting well with me. But here's what's in the massive 2,232-page omnibus bill, which, by the way, I'm against omnibus bills. It groups together way too much stuff and allows the government to allocate funds to areas that the American people did not subscribe to or support. But here's what's in it. There is $1.7 billion for barriers at the border. You know what that translates to? About 30 miles of fencing, which was approved in 2006 through the Secure Fence Act. It's nothing new, so don't cheer for that. There is also $78 billion in increased military spending, which will please supporters, though not outweighing the disappointment of 3 glaring omissions, which I will discuss later. The bill also includes measures to strengthen the background check system, otherwise known as Fix-NICS, the National Instant Check System. There's another $2 billion in there to train school officials and law enforcement, so that's good. But the Gateway Project will get $540 million, which is a project to build a rail tunnel under the Hudson River. Sounds like another California Bridge to Nowhere project that's unnecessary and frivolously ongoing. The spending bill will also fix some of the mistakes in last year's Tax Cuts and Jobs Act due to such rapid push-through on the part of the legislature. Democrats were able to get on board with the fix in exchange for expanded tax credits for low-income housing. What's notably missing from this bill, despite the Office of Management and Budget's insistence that it makes good on promises made to the American people, is full funding for the border wall, defunding Planned Parenthood, and the ceasing of federal funds to sanctuary states and cities. Make no mistake, this bill is the epitome of bloated government with a mega spending problem. MasterCard thinks that I have a problem, but they don't have the U.S. government as a customer. Moving on, second daughter Charlotte Pence clearly has the grace and dignity that her parents so beautifully exude. She also is a published author and humanitarian at the ripe old age of 24, and wonder of wonders, she's also a punching bag of the left. Pence recently released her children's book entitled Marlon Bundo's Day in the Life of a Vice President, which her dear mother illustrated. The proceeds from the book, told from the point of view of their pet bunny, will go to charities fighting human trafficking and supporting art therapy. But John Oliver, host of Last Week Tonight on HBO, took the opportunity to poke fun at both the book and Pence's father's stance on gay issues. But in response, Pence offered a remarkably classy response on Fox Business, saying, "I think imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, but in all seriousness, his book is contributing to charities that I think we all can get behind. We have 2 books that are giving money to charity, and both are about bunnies, so I'm all for it." By the way, John Oliver, in an obvious dig to Vice President Mike Pence, is donating the proceeds of his book to LGBT youth and AIDS prevention. And in another very gracious move, Charlotte Pence bought John Oliver's butchered, satirized version of her own book, saying, "It doesn't have to be divisive. We can all come together over Marlon." Unlike Oliver, she's clearly been raised right, morally and politically. Okay, guess where the last refuge for gun enthusiasts is? No, it's not YouTube, it's Pornhub. I'm not kidding. YouTube, the bastion of liberal corporatocracy and basher of free speech, has announced that they will be placing more restrictions on videos pertaining to guns. This predictably and understandably has outraged firearm enthusiasts like myself. Beginning in April, YouTube says the changes expand on existing policies. A spokesperson for the company said, "We routinely make updates and adjustments to our enforcement guidelines across all of our policies. While we've long prohibited the sale of firearms, we recently notified creators of updates we will be making around content promoting the sale or manufacture of firearms and their accessories, specifically items like ammunition, Gatling triggers, and drop-in auto sears. Now, I just bought a holster last year that I found a video for when I went down a long YouTube rabbit hole. You know how that happens. You go to watch a video review of something in 9mm, and 3 hours later, it's 5 a.m., you've had 2 pots of coffee, and your eyes look like you've been on a 10-day bender. But I guess that won't be happening anymore. And since I'm not a porn-watching kind of gal, I guess I'll have to resort to bouncing all over the light web, saving tabs, switching pages, and getting so utterly lost and incapable of finding my original page that I wanted to buy something from that I just throw my hands up in the air and give up. Now, I will say for most people, a porn website might seem like a logical place to also get your gun fix. I know a lot of people who get just as excited about watching videos of someone firing off a .357 Magnum as they do someone firing off I don't know where I was going with that. But you get the point. Welcome to the new era of digitally censoring firearm fanatics. We are a prolific breed, so they better be careful. We're the ones who are fully loaded. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Amanda Head for The Rebel. If you enjoyed my commentary and want to hear more from us here at The Rebel, subscribe to our premium content at www.therebel.media/shows, and make sure you are following us on Facebook and Twitter for all of the latest news. Also, download our new app for The Rebel Media on the App Store. Download it, it's super fast and easy, and you'll have access to all of our latest videos and your favorite Rebel shows. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Amanda Head for The Rebel.